All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Davey. I am the owner of DC5 Creations. Today, we're going to be working on the RSX slash EP3 battery relocation kit. Be good showing you guys pretty much an update video. I already have another video of installing everything, but I have done some updates to the kit. And today, we're going to be covering the updates, and also I will show you how to install it. It is a very simple process, but I am aware that over the time, I understand that not everybody it is mechanically inclined, and I need to go on a little bit more details about a little process of the video, like how to install some things. So today I'm gonna go in a little bit more depth about how to install everything, and pretty much cover the new update of the battery relocation kits that we've done here. So do mind, it's gonna be not too long of a video. I'm gonna try to make it too short, but very informative. If you're going to be ordering the kits now, I have the new updated stuff here, and we're going to be covering it. All right. So here we go. We have the RSX. This will also work for the EP3. We're going to go ahead and cover some of the details and new updates. So you can see here, before I had a different design for the RSX. We have a mild steel setup battery. All right. And then we have a billet. All right. So this will work the same as this. But as you can see here, this is just a nicer setup, and it's full billet, all right, versus this. This can rust. You can add a powder coating. I have a battery that's powder coated here. Let me quickly show you, all right? So you can see here, this is nicely fresh powder coated. So this is for a different car, but I'm just showing you what I have here, all right? So that is something that I want you guys to keep in mind that I really didn't cover on the last video, that if you are going to be getting a mild steel battery, I want you guys to paint it if you are not going to be powder coating it, because this material can rust. Previously, we would offer a stainless. A stainless does not rust, okay? But since the cost, you guys know how it is right now, inflation and everything going up, the cost of everything is just ridiculous. So we ended up removing it. We didn't want to keep raising the price on our kits. So we ended up just keeping it with this and the billet. It's a little bit more simple, and for the people that are trying to check out. So this is going to be the two options. You can pick a mild steel. You can add powder coating so it doesn't rust. If you're not going to be adding powder coating, please go ahead and just spray it with whatever color you would like. And here's the billet. The billet does not rust, okay? But there are customers that like to get it powder coated. So this is a nice wrinkle satin black. All right, so a little quick update with this, with the battery, with the billet ones. We are going to be offering them anodized black, which it looks similar to this, but you see here, this has like a wrinkle. With the anodized, it does not have a wrinkle. It's just more like a super satin. It's going to be a very small cost upgrade if you want to do that versus the powder coating. Powder coating is a little bit more expensive. So I do want to let you guys know that. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot at you at first, but I just want to cover some of the new updates that are coming up. So with the new battery, we ended up upgrading it. Not much an upgrade. We went back to the drawing board, and we noticed that some customers having issues with the batteries were being too tall. So we ended up shortening everything out, and this will allow it to fit a lot more different bumpers. They offer a lot of quite different bumpers for the RSX. So I do want you to know that not everybody runs the OEM bumper. And we were having the issue that customer needed to trim it. We ended up redesigning it, and we have no issues at this moment with anybody running whatever bumper they want. So do be mindful of that, and that's with both designs, the mild steel and the billet. All right, and here's a quick look over the billet. It is absolutely beautiful. One thing I will let you guys know, I always end up changing designs with the billet, trying to make it look a little bit better. So here it is. One thing I will say, our product is made here in the USA. So I want you guys to support that. I appreciate it. But just a quick overlook. Alrighty. So the billet looks absolutely freaking beautiful. And here's a quick look of the other one. Alrighty. And then least but not last, we're going to be up talking about the cables. We did a lot of changes to the cables over the time. Just a lot. We improved it so much that is absolutely amazing. If you're not getting the cable like we have here, I suggest to copy us. It's just how it is. It is. We made it so good that if you're not going to be buying our kit, at least copy the same design that we have done for your kit. It's literally going to cost you more to do it yourself the way we done it with the boots, with the soldering cables. I mean, we just went all out and we want to give the best product possible. All right. So we have the negative cable for the battery. So you can see a very short cable. I will show you where that goes. We have the transmission cable. Okay. You can see here, and this will be the ground. All right. And in here, what the biggest change we have done quite a lot to this. All right. So let me quickly bring it out here. Sorry, it's a little bit long. All right. Let's see if I can do this with one hand, guys. All right. So what we have done is let me move this out the way. All right. Here we go. So this is going to be the cable that's going to be going to your fuse box and to your battery. To your alternator and to your starter. Okay. So we have made a lot of changes to this cables particularly. All right. So what we have done, and I will show you this, how to install it in the car, but quickly go over it. This cable will be going to your positive side of your battery. So you can see here, we have done I gotta say, I'm really proud of this. I'm very happy with the way it came out. So we have soldered this inside so the cables don't come out. So this cable, you can see here, the ones that have two attached. All right. So this will be going to your alternator, and then from your alternator, it will jump to your starter. Okay. I will show you that more in a second when we get to installing it. And here, this other cable goes looped around. All right. And this will be going to your fuse box. So you can see here, we have the 90-degree cables. All right. So this right here is a whole package together. This 3 right here, but it's more than, it's all combined. All right. And the last that I noticed that a lot of people were having a lot of issues and don't quite understand it is the remote terminals. Okay. So what this actually we have done is, you have to relocate the battery underneath the passenger headlight. So in case your battery does die, guys, it will happen eventually. As much as I hate to say it, if you let the car sit for quite some time, the battery just drains. What we have done here is a remote terminal. What it actually does is you can run this directly to your battery, and I will show you. All right. And you can mount this inside the engine bay. I will also show you where I put it. And you don't have to take off your bumper. You can jump this from the engine bay. You pop the engine bay, and I will show you how to do this. But this is what the remote terminal does. What allows you to do is not to take off your bumper and try to get underneath and try to jump your car. You can do this from the engine bay. So it's a pretty awesome. I highly suggest to get this. It's well worth the money. So anytime your car does die, you don't have to be there, taking off your bumper, trying to jump the car. Something sparkling here, direct power straight to the battery. And I will show you how to do this. But overall, it's very simple. And this is a lot of questions that I had that people didn't know what exactly it was. All right. So all it does, it brings the cable from here directly to here to your battery. So it gives a constant power here. So in case your battery does die, you can just put the remote jumpers here, and it will give power from here to the battery. All right, underneath the headlight, and it will jump your car. So it's pretty awesome. I love it. I have it on both my cars. It's well worth the little extra money just because you don't have to hassle with that. All righty. So now that we covered with the cables, that is the new update. I've been meaning to do a video here for you guys and also cover the new updates of the batteries. All right. It does come with the new bolts. Okay. So, and then the billet one comes with different. We do offer the ones with the little, I forgot what it's called. Nickel plate, not nickel. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. It's not on top of my head right now. So you can see here with down at the bottom as well. I love it with the black. So once the anodize are done, we are going to be offering them so you can see how good that looks. This one is powder coated, like I said, but the anodize are going to be a little bit cheaper. So if you do want to upgrade, you cannot do the anodize to the mild steel. I want you guys to let you know that there's not going to be an option, at least for that for right now. It's only going to be powder coated. All right. So I know I talked a lot, but I like to give you as much information as possible so you can understand, because I do miss last video that I understand that some people are not full mechanically inclined and they need a full step-by-step video. So we're gonna go ahead and go outside. This is already installed on my car, but I'm gonna quickly go over some of the details and how to install everything. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna go ahead and show you how to install the billet battery box. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and move through the progress and pretty much go step by step how to get your OEM factory battery from here to here. All right, so very first thing you're gonna do, you always disconnect the positive and negative. Mind this, I don't have any of the factory stuff here, so just follow what I've done here before. So just quickly listen. So definitely disconnect the negative and positive. You're gonna disconnect the cables from the fuse box. You can go ahead and follow all those cables. Those cables are gonna go here into your alternator and your starter, okay? And there's gonna be a disconnect there for the charge harness. All right, so let me quickly try to show you guys. Mind this, I don't have any of the factory stuff here. All right, so I'm gonna try to show you best as I can, if I can right here. I'm about to stop the video and remove this so I can show you guys. So let me quickly do that and then show you what you need to do. So honestly, guys, I will highly suggest to go ahead and remove the T-bar. It will make things a lot more easier and a lot more getting things to route the cables. All right, so for here it's going to be a 10 here, and same here, 10 here, and there's going to be a 10 at the bottom. Now I will say this, when you do remove the T-bar, go ahead and put all the bolts back, and specifically the one at the bottom. When that happens, and when you don't put all of them, your hood can come up, and over time you will weaken the centerpiece here because the bottom bolt is not there. Trust me, it happened to me. Please don't let it happen to you. All right, so on this car I have hood pins, so I don't have to worry about that. I've had no issues with that. So if you do want to go that route, I highly suggest it. But let's go ahead and move along with the battery relocation kit. So here is going to be the charge harness cable. You are gonna be needing to make this as you can see here. I'm gonna try to explain as much as possible and not get you guys as confused, because it is a lot of it, but at the same time it will clean up the bay. So in case you do want to go turbo, so you can see it makes things a lot more simpler to not have the battery in the stock location. So as you can see here, we ended up unplugging this. It's gonna be you're gonna have to unplug this from your charge harness. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this one hand on the, so you can see here, you're gonna have to take this apart. There's a cable that goes straight to your alternator, and the other one will be going to your knock sensor. Okay, so when you do disconnect it off the knock sensor, be really careful, because that plug over time, it has never been messed with. What will happen, it will crack very easy, and has happened to me before. So don't get discouraged if it does happen. So you're gonna have to pretty much take the OEM cables out of the charge harness and separate that, and all you're gonna need is gonna be these two cables that I was telling you about. Okay, so you're just gonna need this, the one going to your alternator and the one going to the knock sensor. Okay, so you can quickly see here. All right, and the other one is gonna be here to your starter signal. I believe this is all together. I haven't done this quite a bit, but I've done my fair share of work on the RSX. As you can literally tell, I have two of them. One is front wheel drive turbo and the other one's all wheel drive. All right, so that is going to be pretty much the biggest job you have to do here with taking that the OEM battery box. You're gonna have to pretty much remove everything out the way. You're gonna go ahead, and now that you have separated the cables and pretty much taking the charge harness apart, okay, so when you do take it apart, mind this, you're gonna have to disconnect it from here and take the cable apart. You're not gonna need any more of those cables for the battery, any of that, but you are gonna need the cable for here. All right, with further ado, let's go ahead and get with the install. So here is one of the OG batteries, billet ones that I've done in the past. You can see here the design is a little bit different versus the new one. So you are gonna be getting the new one that's here, all right, versus that one. So what we did also was we slotted the holes here, and what actually makes it do, it allows the bolts to sit in without sticking out so much. Alrighty, so you won't be able to see it in there, but the bolts kind of do stick out a little bit, but it really doesn't affect it. But we wanted to make it better and see how we can improve it And what we did, we slotted the holes so the bolts now sit in there, and it's just a lot simpler and better. So here I found the bolts so you can see what I'm talking about. So what we've done, you can see here, so the bolt now sits inside, so allows it to be a lot better and not stick out like it would before, something like that. So what we did was we cut into the billet piece and we made it like so. So a little bit better design, a little bit not touching the battery. So that is something we did there. All right, and then we also changed the front. We shortened it so you can see it's a lot more tucked up underneath the headlight. So we're gonna go ahead and show you how to put it together. All right, I am not gonna be taking mine off. I really don't want to. It is not that it's a pain in the butt, I just really don't want to deal with it taking all the cables out. But in order to put either the billet or the mild steel battery box, you are gonna have to bend that flat. So you can see there how it looks. All right, it's a little piece that sticks out. If it's not, you can literally cut it if you want. I think it will be a lot easier if you do. That way the battery can sit in there. Without that being cut, the battery will not sit in there. Okay, I want you guys to be aware of that, because it does stick up about just like so. So do be mindful that you are gonna need to either cut that or flatten it out. My opinion, go ahead and cut it. It's gonna be a lot more better looking than how it is. I mean, nobody can really see it. So you're gonna go ahead and bolt it up at the bottom here, and those holes are already there on the car. Okay, you can see one there. You're not gonna see the other one there, but there's one here. Oh, you can see that one there. Okay, and then the other one's gonna be here at the bottom. One thing we have done is we have slotted the holes like I told you previously. So if you have, you know, fog lights with big LED things in the back, you can slot the battery back, or if it's going to be hitting the tire, you can move the battery forward. That way, if you plan on running big tires, you can, you know, get away from it and slot move the battery forward. Pretty much trying to say it here. So we'll go ahead and show you the wiring. Hopefully now that you have installed it, we have put the negative side on this. Okay, so you can see how it looks. And we have the little boot cover, and here is the positive. Okay, and I'll show you exactly where the wiring is going to be going. I know I have a lot of stuff here, but this is my AC is out the way. We have a lot of the stuff out the way in the engine bay, but to quickly go over the wiring. So the negative is going to be going here. It goes strictly on here. All right, you can put it anywhere. It's just the ground. Okay, but we have made it specifically linked to this. You can put it underneath however you like. All right, and then the positive. All right, so my fuse box is inside the car. Not a lot of people have them relocated to there, but I want you to be aware that our cables do reach inside, or they can reach on the stock location. I'll put a picture here for you guys how it looks. One thing I didn't cover earlier is if your fuse box here in the stock location, you are gonna need to cut and trim a little bit of the back piece in order for those 90-degree cables to fit in there properly. All right, so you can see here, it will be going just like so if your battery is here on the stock location. All right, so quickly gonna show you how it's gonna look. So you're gonna have your positive, as you can hear, the positive. All right, one cable, this one, the long one, is gonna be going to your fuse box. Like I said, you can put it over there, it will reach. You can run it down this way, or like me, I have it inside, runs around my fender, goes inside, and I'm gonna quickly show you guys. And you can see here, my fuse box is over here inside the car. Okay, clean, simple, still out the way if somebody wants to sit in there. It's not too uncomfortable, but I am aware that a lot of people do put them inside here, or do put them inside here. All right, if they don't want to put it inside here, I have the cage and it touches here, so it really didn't work out for me in case a fuse blown or whatever the case might have been. So it's on that spot right there, and you can see where the cable comes in. All right, and it goes there into the fuse box. All right, so it's very simple. And then here is going to be the other one. All right, this will be going to your alternator, and that one will be going to your starter. All right, as you can see here, that'll be going to your alternator, and it will jump right onto your starter. All right, it's very simple. Boom, and then bam, right there. So you can see how the cable goes through there, clean and simple out the way. All right, so hopefully it's not too confusing to route these cables. I have made it as simple as possible. I have upgraded and tried to make it pretty much as dummy as possible, as you can say. I'm not trying to be rude, but just trying to make it simple and easy as possible. It's just a lot more cleaner. All right, so you can see here, this has a name. All right, so hopefully it is not too much of a confusion. All right, and the last but not least, we're gonna talk about well, we have two things to talk about. We have the transmission ground. All right, and that one is going to be going right there. You can see it. All right, and that one comes out here and it goes on top of that mount. You can put it on top, you can put it on the bottom. I didn't want a cable that goes from here to a random bolt here, specifically because some people are going to shave their bay over time. They want to something clean, something similar like this. At least that's the cool thing now. Everybody's shaving it. I love it. I personally think it's freaking awesome. But I didn't want a cable going there, so I ended up routing it here. I do highly suggest to run this cable. If you're not going to be running my kit, please add some ground to your engine. Okay, all right, and the last one is going to be the remote terminals. This is the one that I was talking about. If your battery dies, you can go ahead and jump your car, which I've done it multiple times with this car. I let it sit for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'll come back, battery dead. Last thing I want to do is take off the bumper. So what I have done here, I only added a positive, at least now. I really haven't had any time. Probably add it today. See if I can add the negative. Okay, but what I've done is I run the cable from here, all right, and then I route it through here, all right, and it goes in here. I don't know if you guys quite can see. You can see the cable there, and that goes onto there. So very simple. That just gives positive, and I just choose the motor mount or something to ground it out. But I do need to add the ground, so I can just put both of the pieces there. You can put this onto the metal piece, or you can put it onto the cowl. Personally, I say just do it on the plastic cowl, so in case you do mess it up, you can always get another cowl. If you do mess up onto the firewall, you're kind of screwed. So I do want to let you guys know that. So for the ground, this one, you can ground it out anywhere. There's a bunch of bolt holes there. You can use it as ground. So just make sure the surface is clean. It doesn't have any paint. And if it does have paint, you are not going to be getting any charge from there. Okay, so super clean, simple. In case I do have to jump my battery, all I do is take that little piece off. You can see here, all right, and it has constant power from my battery to here at all times. So hopefully the video, it is a little bit long. I do apologize for it, but I want to share as much information as I can. Like I said, do remove the T-bar, do remove the headlight, do put all the bolts back onto the centerpiece. All right, but other than that, it is somewhat of a simple setup. It definitely makes a lot more cleaner and just a less of a cluster to have an engine bay. If you do plan on going turbo, it's just gonna make things so much easier to work anytime you have to do service to the car. But the battery's here. It is absolutely perfect. I do love the new design better than the old one, I will say that, but they both work absolutely the same. But you are going to be getting the new design. These are the new ones. I always do change it, but I think I might stay with this one for a little bit until I figure out if I want to do something a little bit different. But hopefully the video is helpful for you guys. I've been meaning to do a new update video on it. Pretty much we changed a lot of the cables, as you can see here. Previously the other kit was a little bit different, a lot more harder to install. Me personally, I would say that. So here we go, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a comment on there and I will get back to you. Alrighty.